Hello everybody, my name is Quaidson and welcome back to another tier list video. This time we're going to be talking about Rogue Company. If you've never heard of this game, it's a game made by Hi-Rez, the same company that makes Paladins. If you've ever heard of that, it's like the Overwatch knockoff. It's essentially like a bomb planting CSGO type situation like Counter-Strike did at first, but it's in third person. It's a little weird. There's other game modes as well, but chances are if you clicked on this video, you probably already know about Rogue Company. You want to see my tier list or what I believe the tier list to be, and then from here you can determine whether you agree, disagree, or something in between. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. We're starting off with Anvil. Now, I am kind of improvising this. I didn't really set it up in my mind what I wanted beforehand, outside of the first, 4 characters. I just kind of, started off and was like, yeah, I'm going to make a video on this, because why not? So I'll be giving my deliberation as well, and nothing might be finalized quite like I was in some of my other tier lists. So we're actually starting off with Anvil here. I believe Anvil to be a pretty solid character. I'm going to start him off in A. Maybe that's too high, but I'm going to be ordering the tier lists as well. So there's definitely going to be something, at least something going in front of him. But Anvil's a really solid character. His wall can shut down sniping locations. And even block off zip lines so you can't get flanked around as easily. It can help just put cover around the bomb. It's pretty solid. I'm not going to be going into too much detail because we have a lot to get through, and I want this to not be too long of a video. I just kind of want it to be a little more concise. So next up we have Czech, and he's a very good character. His SMG is pretty strong, and he has the ability to give himself extra health, and also, if he hasn't used his ability already, when he gets down, he can revive himself, which is pretty solid, actually. I'm actually going to put Shaq one step higher than Anvil, at least for now. So next up we have Dahlia, and Dahlia is easily an S tier character. Linked with Lancer or Mac or Saint even, she can be really, really annoying to deal with. So I do think there's a character, at least one character that is better than her, and I will mention them when we get there, but Dahlia is definitely a strong consideration when deciding what the best character in the game could be. So next up we have Dallas, and in my 180 so hours on Rogue Company, Dallas is by far the character I've played the most. He has the ability to reveal whoever is closest to him, which is really good. And also he gets that ability every time he gets it down. So he's kind of a streaky character. Like you can, reveal somebody, kill them, get it back. Reveal somebody, kill them, get it back. While I think that's pretty strong, I feel like his guns in general are lacking. And while his revolver, his pistol, will pretty much excel on pistol rounds, beyond that, you're going to get shut down by SMGs and people just rushing at you. He does have Firebomb, but, Scorch Dahlia combo just negates that because half the team can just be immune to it. So I'm actually going to put Dallas in B tier. I think he's a very solid character, though, and that's why I've played him for so long. And he's also just really fun. So next up we have Dima, and speaking of fun characters, Dima is very much so. Because it's fun to blow stuff up from time to time. I'm gonna reposition that. Sorry about that. Um, so Dima is really solid. I don't know exactly where I would put him in proximity to Dallas. I would definitely think Dima's a little worse, but I don't know how much worse. And I don't know if there's like a tier gap there or anything. I'm going to put Dima in C tier for now until I decide otherwise, if I do. I think he's solid. I feel like just having extra grenades basically is not super attractive um, from like a gameplay standpoint, but it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's just kind of lackluster compared to some of the other abilities. Um, so it's he can definitely work on some maps. I would say Deem is a map specific like pick. Um, but anyway, next up we have the Fixer. Um, I think the Fixer's still good. He did get nerfed really hard. He used to be easily like the best character in the game. Maybe tied with another. But he was like damn good. And they nerfed him a little bit. I still think he's solid though. I still think he is pretty solid. However, he did take a pretty big hit. And it's hard to justify playing him over the other sniper now. Whereas before it was like both were really good, but Fixer was just so good, and now it's kind of like, not so much. It's kind of. I'm gonna put Fixer maybe one step above Dima. Yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with that. And then, yeah, I'll leave him there for now. If I change my mind, I can always move these characters. Next up, we have Glitch. I've played Glitch quite a bit, actually. And he's pretty good. His passive isn't all that useful, to be honest with you. The ability to see like objects through walls isn't great, but Glitch does hard counter quite a few characters. And while Anvil himself can't be glitched, you can destroy his wall with it. You can destroy barbed wires with it. You can destroy ballistic knives with it. You can destroy claymores, like anything you can place down, even like C4s and stuff. Anything you can place down, it can destroy. And it can also keep anyone in your vicinity from using their stuff, which is really good. And it also tells you who's in your vicinity, so you can kind of just sit in the point and hold up your little Game Boy, and when it says a name on your screen, you know someone's coming close. I think Glitch is actually really solid, and also has access to Flashbang and Semtex as his nades, which is pretty solid, same as Shaq, actually. So I'm actually going to put Glitch in B tier, along with Dallas. I think Dallas is a little bit better, maybe, but that's my opinion. Next we have Kestrel, and Kestrel is the character I know about the least. When they added her was kind of around when I stopped playing for a little while. She doesn't seem all that great in my experience facing her. I don't have her unlocked, but I know her like bird drone explosive thing does a lot of damage. That said, like then again, so does Dima's explosives. So it's like, is it worth? And also, her passive doesn't seem that interesting. It's just you get extra money, which would be nice if you had good things to buy, but she really doesn't. Her grenades aren't very great. I do know what all of her stuff is. I did my research a little bit. But I'm going to actually put her right here. Around where Dima is, I think they're interchangeable. That's my opinion. If you know something about Kestrel that I don't, please let me know. Please yell at me. I would love to hear that this character is good and interesting. So next up, we have a character that I consider to be very, very strong, and that is Lancer. I'm actually going to put Lancer in S tier. Lancer's ability to reload every time she rolls, considering rolling is just as like big as sliding in Apex Legends, is huge. It's basically like McCree's ability in Overwatch, if you know what that is, where he restocks his gun with his movement tool, but you can use it every second. It's like just roll, shoot, roll, shoot. You get unlimited ammo in your clip. It's ridiculous. And on top of that, her ability is really not that bad either. It's good for flanking around the teams. It's good for escaping. Like, you can just grab the bomb and move to the other point. If it like gets dropped on the ground, she's a great character. There's not a whole lot to say about it. And linked with Dahlia, it's ridiculous. So yeah, I really don't have much else to say. She's just a good character. So next up we have Phantom, and Phantom is actually the sniper I believe to be better than Fixer now. Now that Fixer has been nerfed quite a bit, and also Phantom was given a better secondary gun, so if you'd rather use her SMG, you may now do that. However, what the real appeal to her is her sniper rifle. Headshots, one-tap people, and even body shots do 70 out of the 100 damage. So I think she's really solid. I do think she's better than Fixer. I'm going to actually put her in A tier. I think that's a solid place for her. I do think she's better than Dallas and Glitch. And for me, it was a decision of whether or not I thought there was like a tier gap there. And I think there is. I think she's very, very good. Next up, we have Ronan. And Ronan is interesting. So Ronan's guns really aren't that great, but neither is Dallas's, so you think maybe she could make it up in her nades. Her nades really aren't that great either. Maybe her abilities are good. They're okay. But for some reason, I still feel like she's pretty damn good. Her ballistic knife is basically just kind of like a better C4. Because it can go off even when you're downed. So even if your whole team is dead, and someone runs into the ballistic knife, they can still die and lose that round if the bomb is planted already, which is always hilarious. I don't know, and her perks really aren't that great either. It's hard for me to put her above C tier. I think I'm going to put her at high C tier for now. And I think all of these characters can do well and can be used well. Even like the bottom of the barrel can be played well and you can win. It's just but far from the bottom of the barrel, we have what I believe to be the best character in the game, Mr. Saint himself. Saint's ability to revive people from anywhere on the map is huge. It changes the way you have to play the game when you have to face a Saint. You can't just down people and ignore them. You have to finish your kills. Otherwise, they will get revived very quickly, and they will be brought back with 80 health. Glitch is a great example. Like, Glitch alone, I think, gets put in B tier, and I was saving this until I was going to talk about Saint, but Glitch alone gets put in B tier because he can destroy the drone without direct line of sight. That's huge. That is huge. You just can hear the drone, and you want to hurry up and hack it. On top of that, Saint has some of the best ranged weapons in the game, so much so that they had to make one unscopable, and it's still great. It's got a ton of ammo. You have C4 now, which is way better than Claymores. Smoke grenades are great for Saint specifically. They're not great otherwise, but for Saint they're great because you can throw smoke grenades on someone while you're reviving them with your drone and protect them. It's like having a Bangalore and a lifeline in Apex. You just revive people in the smoke. It's great. Saint's an excellent character, and I think he is worthy of the top spot on the list. So next up we have Scorch. Scorch is a really solid character. Immune to fire, really great at linking with Dahlia if there's like a Dallas on the other team or another Scorch on the other team. Or you can do like fire pushes where you throw the fire and you just push through it. That can be really good. I think Scorch is a really, really solid character. And her ability that just makes her do more damage for a short amount of time is also really good. Her guns are pretty solid too. They nerfed one of them pretty hard, but it kind of needed it, especially because it was on Anvil, and Anvil was really good with it. So now the play, I believe, is just to use her SMG and get some free kills with your fire. That's about it. And that's a good strategy. However, I don't think that she is as impactful as anyone in the A tier, so I'm actually going to put her in B, but where to put her is not yet decided by me. I'm going to put her... I don't think she's as good as Dallas. Or Glitch. I'll put her there. I think she's still really good. And I think, you know, even I was thinking that Ronan was pretty damn good. Fixer's pretty damn good. So I don't think any of these characters are bad. I think this game is well balanced. But this is where I would put her. So Sigrid is also a very good character. Sigrid's actually really tough for me to put a point on because I feel like she can do really, really well. And her shield is good. It's just, like, not that good. You know what I mean? It's like you can still shoot her when she's holding a shield to you. Even if she's crouched, you can still hit her, I'm pretty sure. And while it makes it harder, it doesn't necessarily guarantee her safety. So it's... On top of that, the ability just to like move at normal speed while crouched isn't that crazy useful. It works well for her because crouching with your shield makes you less exposed, like you don't have your little feet exposed. I don't know where to put her. I'm going to put her at the bottom of B tier for now. Yeah, well, I'll leave her there for now, and I might do some readjusting at the end of the video. So next up we have Talon, and I think Talon is pretty damn good. Same SMG as Glitch, which is a very good SMG, I might add. Also has access to range. A lot of characters don't have access to both range and close range. They have, like, good ranged weapons or good close range weapons. Like Glitch and Shaq, they both have, like, shotguns and SMGs, whereas Dallas has, like, good long range weapons. Fixer has good long range weapons. Talon has access to both long range and close range, which is very nice. His passive that he can pick stuff up from a distance is also pretty nice, especially when like the bomb gets dropped and you can pick it back up. And being able to see people, with the exception of Ronan, with your dart, tracking dart, is really useful. I think Talon is an excellent character, and I'm going to put him in A tier. That is where I believe that he goes. I think he is slightly better than Dallas, and I think he's better enough to put him in the tier above. So next up we have the just Seeker, I guess. And I haven't played against a whole lot of Seekers, and I think the reason why is that Seeker is our first D tier. Which makes me sad, because I really like him. I really like his personality, and his abilities are intriguing to me. But let me tell you why I don't think he's very good. Um, his bow reveals people that are like in its general vicinity when it is fired, which is nice. You know, revealing people's great. It's why Dallas is so high. It's why Talon is so high. It's just, it's not great because you have to kind of already have line of sight with the person. And on top of that, even hitting the arrow itself doesn't do a whole lot of damage. If the arrow did a lot, then yes, I feel like that would be a lot better. It would be worth it playing this character over Dallas. But I just really don't think that's the case. And on top of that, his guns really aren't that excellent. His passive, it really isn't very useful outside of his grenade. And while I think he uses the grenade well, you know, anyone can use a grenade well. A Semtex can one-shot people too. It comes down to how well you as the player use it, and that, you know, it puts me in a bad spot to throw him here, but also, we got a D tier, we might as well use it. And we're getting some mileage out of it, out of these two, because I'm also going to put Trench down here. Oops. Trench just isn't very good. I love Trench, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, he's just not very good. The barbed wire isn't very good. You can hack it with glitch. You can destroy it with a melee weapon. It doesn't really do much anyway. If it did damage, then maybe it would be something, but it doesn't even do damage. It slows you very, very slightly, and you can just walk through it. It's not that great. And I really like Trench. I want him to be good, but he's just not. His passive is just to hold extra grenades, which might be nice if he had good grenades, but he doesn't. He just doesn't. He has claymores and, like, tear gas. And the tear gas really doesn't do a whole lot. It's kind of just like, I'm gonna walk the other way. It's like a smoke grenade, but you can't walk through it. Well, what do you not do with a smoke grenade anyway? Walk through it. Because you don't want to, like, walk through into the enemy team and just die. And don't give me the, oh, you could just throw it on you and it would hurt. No. Maybe that could work. But it's really not worth having 3 of them. You don't need 3 of them per round. It's completely unnecessary. On top of that, his guns aren't very good. I believe Trench to be the worst character in the game. And I'm going to move on from it. It makes me sad, but I'm going to move on. So next up we have Vi. And I think Vi is good. I think they buffed her SMG too recently, which was already pretty good. Now it's better. And her poison can be good at, like, closing off areas on top of having Firebomb. You can close off a lot of areas. I feel like she's a really good character on defense. Maybe not as good on offense, but because even, like, Anvil is pretty damn good on offense. But Vi isn't quite as good, in my opinion, on offense. So I'm going to put Vi... I'm going to put Vi right here in front of Scorch. Actually, I'm going to put her in front of Glitch. I think she's pretty good, but I think she's about middle of the road. That's what I would call her. I think she's annoying to face, but I wouldn't say that annoyance is because of how good she is. I would say it's more because of just, like, the nature of her character being annoying and closing off areas you really want to stand in. And last up, we have the newest character added to the game, Mac. And I believe Mac to be a very good character. His LMG does a lot of damage, has a lot of ammo, and on top of that, he has extra health from startup that he recovers when he downs, and on top of that, He also recovers his ammo when he downs. So getting downs with this character wins you the game. Which, you might say, that does it with every character. The whole point is to get downs, kill the other team. No, it really wins you the game. You get, like, unlimited ammo in your gun that already shreds. Like, it does, like, 29 per shot, and it unloads the clip pretty damn fast for how big of a clip it is. So I'm actually going to put Mac at the very end of S tier. I feel like he's not quite as strong as Lancer, but I do feel like he has more of an impact to the team than Shaq or Anvil. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. I mean, this is the tier list that I've devised. I don't feel like I have any regrets about it. Maybe I wish I knew more about Kestrel and like the matchups against her, but I've really only played against her like 2 or 3 times. And I've messed around with her a little bit in like the shooting range. But outside of that, I think this is pretty solid. Maybe Dallas shouldn't be as high as he is, but I have so much experience with him, maybe I'm biased. You can agree or disagree. Please yell at me down in the comments. I would love to hear what your opinions are and where I'm wrong. And I want to be informed is all. So please let me know. If you skip to the end of this video just to see the tier list, you still made me a very happy camper because you clicked on my video. And that puts a smile on my face. So anyway, take a screenshot and let me know what you see. This may not be definitive to you, but it's definitive to me, and I'm always willing to change my mind. And yeah, thank you. Play Rogue Company. It's an excellent game. Okay, bye.